All right, I'm here with Clint Brown. He's our new sales associate at Living Right, and he is in the process of finishing the final details of renovating his own personal condo in order to get it sold. And Clint's done some pretty interesting things to, what's an older complex, an older unit, to make it very much more modern and livable. And so I wanted Clint to share with us what all he's done and like kind of the complications that we face in this project, because there's so many things that we all try to do it yourself stuff, and you run into these different issues, and Clint knows it. So Clint's been in real estate, construction and investing for quite some time, and so he knows a lot of the stuff that I think would be great to impart to us.
Yeah, one of the main things I did here at this condo was the kitchen, and the kitchen was an enclosed style kitchen, like a galley style kitchen. There was a wall blocking the view from the kitchen to the water. So we tore that out and made do with the space we had left for cabinetry, which is plenty for a kitchen for a condominium.
Sure.
Because most people are not cooking when they come on vacation. They're letting somebody else do it for them. Also, there was a popcorn texture, which most people are familiar with from the older style housing, which is still in a lot of units these days because of the expense to replace it. But I saw that was a major issue from the get-go, and it was painted over, so probably several times, which made it impossible to scrape. So the
Right.
sheetrock fellows,
Yeah, so I'll chime in on there. When you on the painting the popcorn texture, if it's paint, my understanding is that if it's painted with an oil-based paint, you're just not going to be able to scrape it.
Impossible to scrape.
And even painted several times with a latex paint is tough.
It makes it difficult.
Maybe not impossible, but the oil-based paint is you pretty much got to do something else. So
That's right.
that's what you had. And so what was the process to accomplish this nice, beautiful, smooth, more modern style ceiling?
Well, the sheetrock finishers ended up having to use almost 125 gallons of compound, which compound is only about $13 to $15 per 5 gallons. So it's not expensive.
Right.
It's the amount of labor that it takes to actually apply it and skill. So these gentlemen did a lot of work for about a week, but the finished product is beautiful, and it's one of my favorite things about this condo, way that this condo turned out.
Yeah, I think that when you walk into this unit, you see the nice smooth ceilings, the new impact glass doors, floor to ceiling, and all the open feel of the kitchen. It just makes it a lot more modern,
Clean.
style.
I like to say clean.
So let's talk about your kitchen. Yeah, we'll move over there.
Okay, yeah, the kitchen is also turned out very nicely. With the remaining space that I had after tearing out this wall, so I lost all the cabinetry to this point right here. And that's a fair amount of cabinetry, but then again, do you really need that
Right.
in a condominium situation? And it's turned out over my past few years of renting this unit that it hasn't actually made any difference at all. In fact, we don't even use.
You'd almost even have less cabinets than what you have here for a vacation rental.
Right. So, I mean, this has actually turned out perfectly for a rental situation. I think most old condos, they kind of built them for people to live in permanently
Right.
for some reason. But
Especially as you get to the older buildings, they've set them up more like, larger closets. I feel like the modern ones, you see them, they're built more for vacation rentals. So it's really hard to live there because there's no storage. The closets are all small.
Yep.
For one like this, you have storage on the outside, you have storage in your big closets in your bedrooms.
Mhm.
Tell us about this backsplash here. That's very
Backsplash is interesting because for some reason, I had just thought that, I don't know, maybe with the old feel of the building, or maybe it was just being close to the water, instead of doing your modern day glass tiles or subway tiles, I thought that it would be more appropriate to do a reclaimed wood look. So I painted raw pine tongue and groove 5 times, and then sanded it down, and it gave it a nice distressed look.
Yeah, it looks great. You see all the blues and reds.
I've had a lot of compliments from that particular item, and not only is it durable and hides wear and tear very well, but it's also attractive. So I think that's also was a good call on my part.
Let's talk about one of the more complex problems that you faced in this renovation, and that has to deal with your washer and dryer that you wanted to install here. So in this process of installing this washer dryer, and we'll have the video go take a look at this, but you ended up having to change your closet and reroute, your vents, and tell us what you started with and how it had to change and what you ended with.
Well, with this older buildings, typically most of the buildings like this were outfitted with some sort of a laundry situation outside the units at the kind of a community style washer and dryer setup. And as you know, most people enjoy doing their laundry in their house when they're getting ready to go somewhere instead of walking down the hallway in a towel. So I had ended up taking, most of them have to be retrofitted, is what I'm trying to get to. So enlarging a closet for this, and then you got to think about most ducting is run during construction, in the infant stages of construction, because of the amount of space it takes up and the distance it has to travel typically, because most homes, regular single family homes, have a washer dryer is right next to an exterior wall, so they just poke it out the side. Well, in these places, the only places you can put them, closets are typically central instead of exterior wall centric. They have to be run along with ducting, like air conditioning ducting. So,
because the point is to try to get the hot air outside.
Get the hot air,
get
get the
space.
hot, humid air out of the building, because as most people know, over the years from hurricanes and leaks and things of that nature, black mold is an issue. And you don't want something like that in a multi-unit building, because it is a nightmare. So the city has adopted rules and regulations to help owners pipe humid air out of their units out into the outside. And they usually wind up on the patios of most of these apartment complexes or condominium complexes. So that was a struggle. It took some skill and some wherewithal, but we got it out. We got ducting in the right spots, and
so you had to go retrofit the ducting in here. So into that, you try to snake some things and move it around.
That's right.
But really, you have to get the hot air from here to there, and the city made you put in
a booster fan. It turns out that they say that 35 feet or more, you need some sort of a boosting style unit, and they do manufacture booster fans specifically for this that are, I'm going to call it lint friendly, because they're concerned about lint starting fires. They want that lint and that exhaust pushed out of the building at a high rate of speed. Mm-hmm. So when it has to travel 35 feet or more, obviously a booster fan is going to become an issue. And booster fans are around $200, and they're not hard to hook up. They just, if you're not ready for it, you got to come up with a plan.
And it takes up some space. Let's take a quick look at that.
Sure. So this is the booster fan unit that we installed, and it's still got some wrapping on it, but it has a normal style 120 volt plug-in, just like that, and you can get them direct hardwired into your system. But since this is retrofitted and I didn't want to get an electrician involved, this is the legal way to do it. And so basically this is a sensor This will be plugged into the side of your exhaust ducting here. The dryer vent will be hooked up here, and the dryer will sit right here. So when you turn on the dryer, this will sense that the dryer's on, and it will automatically come on and boost air out through the 35-foot or more of ducting that we have here. So
to accomplish this washer dryer install, you had to expand this closet out to make it big enough, and then you had to add this stuff and redo the ducting out to the outside. So
that's correct.
It takes a lot of planning to accomplish that.
Planning and ingenuity, I'm going to say.
Yeah. The last renovation I want you to show us is your master bathroom renovation.
Okay.
So
yes.
if you'll
right this way. So the bathroom was my favorite spot to redo because this is the area where people are most comfortable. What we did is took out a wall that was here and wanted to let more natural light from the windows over here into the bathroom, so it didn't feel as confined.
Mm-hmm.
But with the fog look, you have privacy still.
Right, I like this because it definitely brings a lot of light in there, but it also gives it like a really good modern feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people would consider using, a glass style, almost a shower door style, as the entrance to the bathroom. And it turned out really good.
I appreciate that. And what we did is took the available space and made the bathroom as big as we could possibly make it to incorporate space. There's still plumbing from the upstairs neighbors in the ceiling here, so you have to kind of deal with what you got. If you'd like to take a look. So the glass installers will be here today to finish the enclosure and the door, and then we'll also add the hardware, finished hardware for the shower head and the handles. So that's how it turned out. This is making the absolute most of the space that we have, and I think I used it very efficiently.